What's up, guys? It's your boy Lim Crimmins. We're back with one, maybe more videos, I don't know, but I just wanted to make this video basically showcasing all the gear I found, all the rune words I made, the characters I made the past 3 years of D2R. I just bought a PC, so I'm actually capable of recording. Yeah, I just basically want to highlight everything I found. I've got 5 items left on the Grail. Tyrell's Might, obviously. I think it's Pelta Lunata, the buckler, a hose. I have not found a Herald of Zakram, Steel Hands, and Seraph's Hymn, the amulet. So that's what I'm down to. I've logged, I don't know how many thousands of hours into this game, but I don't play that much nowadays, but I'm rambling at this point. Let's just check out the characters. Let me know what your guys' Grail is at nowadays, what you guys are playing. It's been a while, but I just wanted to make this for the few of you who will see it. Let's get to it. Okay, so let's start with the one and only online character. I made this character 3 ladders ago, probably. It's initially a PlayStation character, but my accounts are, connected, so I can play it on PC now, which is kind of how I paid for this character. I kind of help people trade across platforms, which is a big no-no, but don't ban me, please. So basically, level 93 hardcore assassin. I went for maximizing survivability and any way I can get damage, increase attack speed, fast cast rate, block, anything like that, I did it. So max res, as you can see. And yeah, let's go through the gear. I don't think this is the best gear. It might be, but I just thought this is the best way for, like I said, maximizing survivability. So, perfect Hodo. You got the Shaker with the 5/5 light facet. Perfect Maras. Storm Shield with the 5/5 light facet. Mage Plate Enigma over 1,000 defense, which is cool. These gloves, 20 IAS with double res and some magic find. These aren't really even good, but I just needed them to hit max res. I remember this being like the last thing I needed to upgrade, and I just never got around to it. BK Ring, just for life and the skill. Arachnid's Mesh. Raven Frost, because anyone with a, character that uses attack speed, you can't be frozen, so you have to have one of these. Double res boots with magic find. Again, these aren't like the best by any means, but it's what I needed in the moment. And yeah, so obviously Shaco is amazing for any character. I needed Storm Shield for the block and the crazy damage reduction, so that helps a lot. For the skillers, we've got high assassin life skillers with just a random Geeds. Magic Find Charms, 1828 Annie, and a 1720 Torch. 6-bow CTA on the offhand with a random Spirit. For the Merc, we've got Andy's Helm. I just made a random Eth for it. And FCV Infinity. It's perfect on the light res, minus 55. I don't know what the ED is for stat wise, but 320 seems decent. Does a 1,000 damage base, so he rips, but I mean, it's probably not. You should probably put in like I think Giant Thresher is the best, maybe just regular Thresher, I don't know. But yeah, pretty solid character. I've never had any issues like even remotely close to dying. Good attack speed, pretty good cast rate, max res, 50% block. I didn't want to go overboard with like sacrificing life, and 11k traps, so never really have any issues. Obviously this is P1, but gets the job done. Okay, moving on to the offline characters. This is level 93 Necro. I have him set up as a poison Necro right now. Basically, like, if you enter the respec command in the opening screen, you can just reset all your characters for free, like, just by clicking these buttons. I'm not going to do it right now because I have an Iron Golem, but yeah, poison Necro. So basically, again, this is all self-found, like, over the years since D2R came out. This was a 47. So I had a 5/5 poison facet, but I just put a 3/5 in it. I just wanted to be OCD and have the flat 50 with the 5. It looks a lot better, which is a crazy find, you know, 2/2, 47. And then 9/12 on the life and mana after each kill. I've got a mage plate over 1000 defense, which is great. Enigma, perfect. This is pretty crazy. Perfect Shaco with an ist in it. Perfect Maras. I found like 6 or 7 Maras, which is pretty crazy. 35 Spirit. Trang gloves, obviously. I think 2 BK rings, yeah. Arachnid's Mesh, and then some decent 41 Travs. And for the GCs, 15 all res. This is a crazy GC that I rolled with P-Gems. Like, how sick is that? So yeah, a bunch of res GCs. As you can tell, we really don't get resist from anything. You don't even get cast rate from really anything. I just hit the 75 breakpoint with these 3 items. I've only found a couple Poison and Bone GCs. I think I have actually. Yeah, I have one more. I'm not using it because I'd rather have the resist. Poison Sunder. 13/15 Necro Torch. It's the only Necro Torch I found. 11/16 7 Annie. And then these are just Magic Find or, yeah, the Poison Res. Threw a 3-bow CTA on him. Merc's using Andy's, Eth Fort, and Thresher Insight. And I have an Iron Golem that I made with the Cure Rune Word, which basically gives you the Cleansing Aura. So when you make an Iron Golem out of an item, it carries all those properties with it. So that's really amazing. That kind of offsets my bad poison res. You know, it gets rid of all the poisoning that I have or the curses that, you know, the duration's a lot lower now. Give some bone armor. Use lower res, and then my Poison Nova is 9800. If I put on one more charm, obviously it gets me to 10k, but I don't know. We'll see if I can find a way to get more res or something. But right now, I just want to maximize Magic Find for my grill. So yeah, basically Telly, lower res, and then Poison Nova. And I'm on P5 right now, so not bad. It's definitely not a character that you can do P8 with very easily, and I really don't like Corpse Explosion unless I'm doing cows. I just think Corpse Explosion is such a cop-out. Every necro build you see, it's like, here's how to play this build, and then it just gets taken over by using Corpse Explosion after you get the initial kill. Like, it's just not fun to me unless it's cows. So yeah, that's my necro. Okay, on to my pally. He's level 97, max res, really good life, really good damage. And a lot of this gear gets like taken back and forth between characters, especially the casters. Obviously, like, it's really hard to afford, you know, 7 enigmas, so I kind of made one and just swap it back and forth. But everything else I try to like fully equip for like moving on to the next character. So 39 Hodo, the same Mage Plate Enigma, a different Shaco with an ist in it, another perfect Maras. I've got 2 or 3 perfect Maras, a Spear with high res, Mage Fist, BK Ring, Arachnid's Mesh, FCR Ring so I can hit the 125 breakpoint, and 45 War Traps. We got the Geeds, and then inventory full of P-Combats. That's a really nice one. 34 life, found that like within the first month of playing. I've yet to find a Paladin Torch. I've done Ubers 15, 20 times. I found everything except a Pally Torch, so that is the one thing plaguing me. So I'm just using this placeholder one. Annie, 18, 11, 8, and then a bunch of 7 Magic Find, small charms. Just a random 1-bow CTA. I've made 4 or 5 CTAs and a couple of 1-bows, and not much better. So the Merc is the same Insight. I've got a regular Fortitude, which I use on my Paladin for Ubers, and then an Andy's Helm. And I've also got some alternate gear. So when I do Ubers, well, let's go through the Uber gear first. G-Face with an a very poorly rolled Grief. We got the Eth Exile there and a 35 res shield. Couldn't find any better at the time, and I really wanted to do Ubers. Gore Riders, Raven, this really nice melee ring. It doesn't help with Smite, obviously, but 20 strength, life leech, and bit of life, and attack rating is really good. I use T-Gods normally, but I forget where I put it, but it's 39-14, pretty decent. And Lane of Hands obviously just crushes anything demon or, well, yeah, just demon, actually, not undead. Really nice GCs, to be honest. But considering it's been years, it kind of makes sense why I accumulated them. Some offensive GCs and defensive GCs that just don't get used. And then we also have Dragon Shield, Dream Helm, Dream Shield, Dragon Armor, Archon Plate, and then a Hand of Justice, so I can make, you know, an Aura Din, Dragon Din, or Tesla Din. So as you can see, 3,700 life. I do 13k hammers, which is great. Maybe do 13.5, maybe 14 if I get that Pally Torch. But obviously, you know, you're not going to put another Soj on because then you lose the 10 FCR breakpoint. And like, you know, this character does P8 without even thinking twice. Like, there's no difficulty whatsoever. So, probably the most equipped character to run the whole game. Okay, now onto my Sork. She's level 99. The one and only character I've ever got to 99. If you're 99, your character is going to be insane. So I use this character lately just for, since I hit 99, I don't need to level her up anymore. So I've just been using her for basically magic finding keys because I'm trying to get Ubers. That's about it, really. Just doing Countess, Summoner, and Neothok. That means pure damage and a bit of survivability, but nothing crazy. Set up as a Nova Sork right now, but pretty much max res. Got this really nice 320 Ashudas. I threw an Ist in there. 40 FCR. I know it's not the best weapon for, you know, the meta build, but crazy damage, magic find, and it really helps me hit that 200 FCR breakpoint. We got a Griffin's, nothing special, 1612. Threw an Umrin in there for some survivability. Found 2 Griffins, and this is the better one, so that tells you about the other one. 49 Viper with an Umrune, or I guess 34 with an Umrune. Survivability, damage, FCR. Found this nice, well I didn't find it, I made it. 210 Light Sork Gammy with a bit of mana. High light res, which is really great if you were to use a Sunder, which I don't, but really great. And then a bit of magic find. So I use that on all my Light Sork builds with 35 Spirit, Mage Fist, 10 FCR Ring, Iraq, another 10 FCR ring. Really nice one actually, light res, mana, strength, 10 FCR. So that helps me hit 200. Pretty low war traps, 37. A stash full of, or inventory full of light charms, 1220. Sword Torch, another Annie, 14, 16, 6. And then a bunch of res and magic find charms. I think I have found 3 or 4 Sojas, and I just liquidate them into Uri Diablo because the Annie is obviously way more important for your characters. Cold charms there if I want to go cold. There's some fire charms here if I want to go fire. Oh yeah, 3 bow CTA with just a lidless. An Aki if I want to magic find. Another decent crafted Ami. 210 fire, I don't know. That's just there because where else am I going to put it? Chances if I'm a magic find. Fathom with really nice fire res which counters that spirit that doesn't have any fire res. That's probably a 5-4 facet in there. I made this obsession because I didn't need a BOTD and I had a Zod rune, which I found years ago, which is hilarious. It's like the hardest thing to find in the game and I found it within like 6 months. Found a 6 socket Archon staff with 3 to Blizzard in it and teleport, which is cool so you don't need to put any point into teleport. And I made it, it's okay. I don't know what it is compared to Hodo and Spirit, but it's really good. Got obviously amazing stats, but it's not going to be as good as Fathom and Spirit, which is what I meant to say. Sorry. Another Mara's. And then Chains of Honor, I just put it on here. I could use it on my Sork if I wanted to do, like, you know, survivability or damage or whatever, but it's just here because you need it in armor. Andy's Helm as always, and another Affinity CV. This is obviously offline. 315 and then minus 52. You know how it goes. Energy Shield, 2200. I've seen people with like 4,000. This is nothing but, you know, 6,000 Nova damage. And most importantly, 200 FCR, so it makes magic finding and key hunting and all that shit way easier. And like that's P5. It can do P8 without even thinking, just like my Pally. And yeah, that's the Sork. So this is my Barb, level 92. I truly don't like Barbs whatsoever. Like, I just think they're just not good at anything, you know? If I wanted to do something, there's another character that can do it way better in every category of the game. So he's not even equipped right now. This is a pretty, you know, it's always useful making crafted enemies, but this helps me hit the 105 breakpoint if I use, you know, like a Cry Barb, War Cry Barb, Singer Barb, whatever you want to call it. So that hits me over 105, that hits me to 107. It's got some mana, some res, and some magic find, so that's really cool. I was magic finding earlier, so just Chances, 2 Nagel Rings, you know, whatever charms, 14, 19, bunch of 7 magic find, 6 Isted Sword. You have to go with the Berserker. So I used the Grief on my Pally with this. I do it from time to time, but like, you know, before Terror Zones and Sunder Charms, it's not really any point to do Berserker now, because you're just gonna get way better results killing the masses in whatever zone is terrorized. 2 Storm Lashes, which I tried. It just isn't good, but really rare. So it's funny I have 2 of them. Not Magic Find, Gold Find gear that we all know and love. That's about it. Nothing on the Merc. Alright, now we have the Druid. Not my favorite character, but really fun, to be honest, ever since they made Fire Druids viable a couple years ago. But I used the scroll wheel, so like, I know, the OGs know. But I just like, there's so much shit to do on this character. Elemental caster, so uses some of the gear from the other characters. 39 Hodo, Mage Plate Enigma. Found this really cool 3 Volcano, 2 Fissure, Earth Spirit Druid Helm. So made the Flickering Flame out of that. Unfortunately, I rolled 4, 13. I have another one that I rolled for like 815, like perfect one that I roll for like, you know, Fire Sork, or like a Fire Sork if I'm using like a dragon type build, with the dragon rune words and Hand of Justice. So that's really cool. Another Mars 29, Perfect Spirit, really crap War Traps, 2 BK rings just for the life and the damage, Arachnid's Mesh, and Mage Fist. So what's my cast rate? 115, so you need the 99 breakpoint, which I hit quite easily. 1915 Druid Torch, which is pretty sick. 1116 7 Annie, and then just a bunch of LEGCs and a 40 Geeds, which is nice, and then just, yeah, res and all that goodness. So max res, obviously crazy fire res with the Flickering Flame. I block as shit, but whatever. 2300 life, 3800 with my oak, 14k Armageddon damage, 4100 Volcano, 4900 Fissure, and then my Molten Boulder does, you know, 3500. So it's definitely a lot of fun, you know, cast Armageddon and then just Volcano and Fissure. It shreds, it really shreds, especially with like, you know, a Merc's affinity. Same Merc here as the other characters. That was P5, so it can do P8. I got the Bear for a lot of tankiness. Oak Sage, obviously, so. Alright, let's move on, last but not least, to the Amazon. Okay, rounding off the list is my actual least favorite character. Forget the Barb. I really hate Amazons. They're just so boring. Breakpoints suck. I feel like an elite is saying, you know, you can't telly with them as if Enigma runs the game. They're just not fun. I don't know. You can't Magic Find with them. They're not good boss killers. They're just like, what's the point? So this is my Boson. I got nothing on the Merc because I don't really care. But yeah, let's go through the Boson. So Wind Force with a shell in it. Pretty OP if you're not going to use a Faith. Knockback, you know, crazy damage and increased attack speed, so can't go wrong. Treachery just for the IAS. Fade is nice too, but if you get struck, you're probably going to die, so it won't even proc. This is a really cool Coronet I found. It's a 230s on. I threw in a 15 IAS 20 light res jewel. So I use this on my Javazon too. So damage from the skills, you get Run Walk, you get IAS, you get 18 dex, which is amazing. You know, better than like 18 energy or something, especially on a Zon, that's pure damage. And then 20 all res, plus the extra 20 light res from the jewel, plus 7 Magic Find, which doesn't really matter, but it's probably the best Coronet I found. Kind of all line up perfectly. Cat's Eye for, again, Run Walk, increased attack speed, dex, best in slot by far in my opinion. Lane of Hands, really cool ring I found. Unfortunately, the 5% bonus attack rating doesn't calculate how it should. I think it's 5% on the 100 attack rating, not 5% of your entire attack rating. So I don't know, it looks cool. It's all pretty much even numbers except for the 7% life stolen. I wish that was 5. Cool ring, at least the first 4 stats. Razor Tail, I just wanted the Pierce, even though you get Pierce from skills now that I'm thinking about it, but this helps me reach 100%, I'm pretty sure. And then yeah, good damage. Raven Frost, of course, and Core Riders, of course. 16, 17 Zon Torch. I think I found 6 or 7 Zon Torches. As you always do, find the torch you don't need the most. 1811 8 Annie, like we saw in the other videos. Just a bunch of max damage charms and some more max damage charms. I left the best ones on my Zealer Pally, my Smiter Pally, even though it doesn't work for Smite, but it works for Zeal. Anyways, no CTX, I don't care right now. And that's the Zon. We'll go rip a bit. Let's go to P1. That's about it. It's just sluggish. There's no Magic Find. Like I said, they're not good boss killers, so like, what are you gonna do with the Boson, really? Like, at the same time, nothing beats multi-shot with a Zon. Like, it's easily the sickest skill in the game, in my opinion. both visually and like conceptually. But that's that as far as damage. I mean, what do we do? 6,900 and 6,800 guided arrow. As you can see, we have a bunch of pretty nice bow GCs. There's a 35 life, 7 fast round walk. Bunch of random. There's a 320, just missing the second 20. You know, charms, that's a nice one, 11.5. For the Javzon, it's a lot of the same gear, except we use Titans. I use Cow King boots. I don't really know why. I just thought the run walk with the Dex and the Magic Find was nice. Pretty nice 220 Jav gloves with strength, double res Magic Find, T-Gods like I spoke of earlier, and just a bunch of Jav skillers. That's a nice one, 27 life, 12 hit recovery. So I only use a Javzon for like cows, and that's even if I do that. But I just hate the breakpoints. Telly's so slow, and without Telly and mobility, I just think this game's a bit harsh. So that is that.